Okay, good morning everybody. I'm going to talk to you about Nordstrom and the employee opportunities. Right here, this slide is actually the opening for our Santa Monica store in California. A little bit of history. Nordstrom started in 1901. It was actually founded by John W. Nordstrom. He actually started this company with his friend Carl Wallen with their gold mining money. In 1901, it was actually $13,000 that they used to start their shoe company. It was actually called Nordstrom & Wallen. 45 years later, they did decide to retire, and they sold their company to the Nordstrom Sons. And in 1946, they renamed it from Wallen and Nordstrom to just Nordstrom's because it was just the Nordstrom Sons that took over. In 1963, Nordstrom diversified, and they actually added apparel to their shoe stores. They opened stores in Seattle and Oregon, and they actually grew to merge apparel and shoes and become Nordstrom's Best. They opened that store in Portland, Oregon. In 1971, the company did go public, and 2 years later, they changed their name to just Nordstrom. They took that S off at the end. In 1976, they opened their first store, actually the third store in Orange County, California. And in 88, they opened their first store on the East Coast in Virginia. And in 1996, quite a few years later, after opening their first shoe store, the third generation of Nordstrom family retired, and they became co-chairmen. Now, this is the time where the family let in people that were not Nordstroms. Their names were Ray Johnson and John Whitaker. Later on, rack stores began to open. What a rack store is merchandise sold at a discounted price from actually the full-line stores. Nordstrom has bought interest in a few other companies. They include Jeffrey New York, Jeffrey Atlanta, and Hot Look. Hot Look is actually an e-retailer, so it's only online. And in the year 2000, sales did begin to drop when these two non-family members took over. So Johnson actually retired a few years earlier, Whitaker stepped down, and one of the sons, Blake Nordstrom, took his place as president, and he's still president of the company today. The Nordstrom rule book is right here. They have one rule, and that's use good judgment. That's it. There's no other rules to be followed, just that. Here's some of the board members. Blake Nordstrom, as I said, is the president. Pete Nordstrom is the executive vice president of the company. He specializes in the merchandise side. Eric Nordstrom is also an executive vice president, and he is the director of all the full-line stores. G.B. Thomas is an executive vice president as well, and he's in charge of the rack stores. There's actually 116 full-line stores only in this country. They are not out of the country. And there's 66 rack stores right now. And on the bottom, someone has to bring out the women in these companies. So we're going to start with Delana Sunday. She is the executive vice president, and she's the director of human resources for the company. Lori Black is the executive vice president, and she's the director for all of merchandising. And Ann Bacone is the executive vice president and the chief marketing officer. The headquarters are located in Seattle, Washington. This is actually a photo from the first store, which they turned into the headquarters. That's where all the buying offices are located. And the vice presidents and regional merchandise managers are located in one big store for each region. There's actually divided up in the country are 7 different regions. And there's also, out of these regions, 3 of these vice presidents are women. Nordstrom is known for their shoes. That is the first store that opened, which is their shoe store. We carry Tory Burch, Gucci, Sperry, Uggs, Nike, anything you can think of. We do offer a shoe shine service. We have in-store alterations, handbag cleaners, jewelry repair, watch repair. You can get made-to-measure suiting if you're looking for a suit. Our cosmetics department actually is very large in all of our stores. We offer beauty on location, where makeup artists come from California, from New York, and they do makeup for you. And we also have trend shows. This is a morning event where it's a big fashion show for cosmetics. Nordstrom is very tech savvy. We actually do use iPods as mobile registers, much like you'll see if you go to the Apple store. When they cash you out, you'll just use a little iPod. You do have an option to have an e-receipt, so if you don't cash out with a mobile register, you can get your receipt emailed to you, and it takes about 5 minutes. And Nordstrom actually did create an app for all smartphones. This is where you can go on the website or you can make a wish list. Last year, their annual sales was $9.7 billion. The latest market value was 47. It's actually up 2% right now. And Nordstrom does have their own credit union, so they have their own bank. Now, for salary working at Nordstrom, starting off as a sales associate, you do work on commission. The great thing about this is you can make your own paycheck. You can grow very quickly with the company. You can become assistant department manager where you get salary and commission, and also department manager where you get salary and commission as well. There's lots of benefits for working at Nordstrom. Any kind of health benefit, you get medical, dental, vision. You have a 401k plan and profit sharing. An employee stock purchase program. You do get paid time off, leave of absence. You have great life work benefits. You do get a discount for working there. You have income protection, and again, they do have their own bank. So you can have a credit card for there as well. Nordstrom does support the community, and we do focus on the environment. So we work side by side with United Way. We actually have store auctions where we raise money through the United Way. Every store in the country does this. We give scholarships and we volunteer. Nordstrom actually started using new gift boxes and new bags. So if you do shop there, you'll notice a little change. And by doing this, they've saved 459 tons of paper so far this year. Nordstrom does have their own merchandise line. And in this line, they only use organic cottons because it is best for the environment. Nordstrom has been on the Fortune 500 top companies to work for. We are ranked #2 for the best company to work for with actual job growth. Because you can grow so fast with this company, we do promote from within. And we are one of the top 10 in the country for best providers of customer service. You can apply for jobs on Nordstrom.com/careers. And just so everyone knows, there is a rack store opening right in our West Hartford location. It's the first one in Connecticut, along with the Nordstrom at the West Farms Mall. We are the only one in Connecticut as well. Okay. Any questions?
Did you bring samples?